Okay, look, so if you want Black Friday to be one of your biggest days of this year, then you're going to want to make sure that you watch all of this video. What's poppin', people? It's your boy the Beast of Ecom, and I am back with another video dropping nothing but you already know, value bombs. So in today's video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a complete strategy for what you need to do to absolutely crush Black Friday tomorrow and have the biggest day that you possibly can of this year. Black Friday is of course tomorrow, or it's today, or it was a few weeks ago, depending on of course when you're actually watching this video. But however, the stuff in this video that I'm going to cover are going to absolutely help you crush Black Friday with your marketing, with what you need to do with your store, with what emails to send. It's going to literally cover A to Z to help you have your biggest day on your store of this year. Really quickly, before we jump into all of that, if you aren't a subscriber, then make sure of course you do smash that subscribe button. And of course, for everyone watching this video, all you got to do is just drop a like on this video. Doesn't cost you absolutely nothing, and of course you get some free value. So the least thing you can do for me is just drop a like on this video. So let's quit the talking, let's jump straight into the computer and let's get down to it. Okay, so let's jump straight into this video. I've got a lot to cover in this video, okay? And if you do want to have a successful Black Friday, then of course I suggest personally that you watch all of this video. You will get tons and tons of value from it, and just remember, one little thing out of this video can absolutely help you get some great results with Facebook ads. And I'm going to cover loads of different things inside of this video, so make sure you watch all to the end and try not to skip any of it, okay? So let's jump into straight into things. Now, first and foremost, of course, my results are not typical. I don't want to say that things are just gonna, magically happen for you. And of course, Black Friday will not magically solve your problems, okay? If you're not making sales, then you're not gonna magically make sales on Black Friday. If you're not profitable now, then chances are Black Friday, you're not just gonna start doing, insane numbers, right? Unfortunately. However, there are things that you can do to capitalize on what's already working, right? And that's what I'm gonna cover in this video today. So first and foremost, the results that we had last year were great. We done 1 million in a month. We done 56K in a day. And of course, just to show you that day and refresh it for the inspect element, kind of eagle eyes who always think everything's fake. You can see here, obviously it's all up and running and exactly the same. So our margins on that day, by the way, were around about 20%. Okay, we actually capped out, unfortunately, on our Facebook spend. However, putting that aside for 1 minute, what I'm going to do is I want to cover these 3 things, okay? 3 important things that are going to help you in this day. And they are obviously your store. So the things you must do on your store for Black Friday. These are things that you have to do. Well, you don't have to do, but they're going to help with conversion rate, increasing conversion rate, and actually turning visitors into buyers, right? And then of course I'm going to talk about how you can scale with Facebook adverts to the bank this weekend, and some things that you can really do to bank that ROAS. And of course, finally, emails that you need to be sending and when you should be sending those emails, okay? So, of course, if you do get some value from this video, then please do, like I've mentioned, please do just drop a like on it. I've got tons to get through, but we're going to get through all of it at pace and with some good info, okay? So first and foremost, of course, you need to be preparing your store, which is the first thing. So let's talk about the store setup essentials, right? So first and foremost, what I recommend you do is you have a sticky banner at the top of your website, which says something along the lines of like Black Friday 24-hour sale, or, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, whatever it may be, save 70% off or 70% off today. You get the gist, right? And also what I recommend that you do as well is that on your homepage, your slideshow, don't just have some boring, random stock image. Actually try and create something which is centralized around, the Black Friday theme, Cyber Monday theme, okay? If you don't know how to do one, just design one, pay someone on Fiverr to design one for you. It's, it's not really hard. Just take a stock image and make those changes. But just to show you what I'm talking about, this is a niche store. Meowingtons, they do very well actually. But you can see here they've got a banner at the top. You can see here that they've got a web banner at the top here, which is obviously for Thanksgiving. They've called it Catsgiving. Save up to 50%. This is what I'm talking about. This is what you want to get on your website. So change, if you've got one, change what the letters. If you haven't got one, then just go find an app with a banner on. Sometimes your theme might have one built in, okay? And what I mean about your homepage as well is, we'll talk about this one in a second, but you can see here briefly at the top there, they've got a holiday blowout sale and they've got a countdown timer. It says save 50% with free shipping, but I'll talk about this pop-up in a second, right? But that's what I basically mean for that first point. Second point is modify your descriptions based on your winning products and just sprinkle in the words Black Friday sale, you know, the perfect gift for Christmas, you know, if you don't buy now, then you're going to pay more later, those sorts of things. So just make those little slight edits to your copy and they'll make a difference as well. Now, the final point on this page is you can use a countdown timers, okay, to increase scarcity. This is the only time that I would recommend that you actually use, you know, that I recommend that you actually use countdown timers, because otherwise it looks a little bit spammy, sorry. But on the day of Black Friday, they kind of are valid, you know, because it's only for the one day, only for 24 hours. So, you know, you can use those. They can slow down your site. If you've got the Vitals app, then that's got a built-in one already that you can use. If you haven't got Vitals, then I recommend you using Hurify, which is another one that you can use, right? Again, but I wouldn't use these on your store any other time than Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, right? So 2 more points on the store setup, and then we'll move on to how you can actually crush the Facebook ads side of thing, okay? So this point is obviously have a post upsell in to increase your average order value. Goes without saying, every person that lands on your store, you want to, of course, increase the average order value. Squeeze as much money out of that person as you possibly can. And I mentioned this previously before in my last video, 99% of the time I just upsell the exact same item at a discount. Now, the final point is modify exit intent pop-ups to make sure that it has Black Friday on there, you know, to capture those leads. And I talked about this in a previous video, but the save a sale technique, and you could just offer 5 to 10% off in exchange for their email. Now, these leads, of course, go into Klaviyo, and we'll talk about emails and stuff like that later in this video, but you can use them basically to have back-end profits. And if we have a look back at this website, right, the Inspire Uplift website, which is a massive website, by the way. These guys are always kind of one of the top popular YouTubers, top popular video websites on Shopify, right? So you can see here they've got obviously exactly what I'm talking about. Access early to Black Friday sale. They've got a discount here, and obviously an offer ends. If you put that in, then you know you'll get a discount. But let's just have a look at their homepage really quickly as well. So if we have a look at their homepage, we can see that, not these guys, sorry, this website here, let's go to Meowingtons. So what I mean about changing your slideshow banner, you can see that these guys have changed theirs to say Black Friday sale, okay? So that's what you need to do, just design one and get that done. So now that we've talked about the actual website kind of things, let's talk about Facebook adverts and how you can scale them, how you can use them, how you can retarget, how we can scale the audiences, all right? So first and foremost, of course, is the acquisition funnel, right? So you've got your cold audience, okay? You're going to have your warm audiences, and then you're going to have your hot existing customers. A lot of drop shippers out there neglect their existing customers. A lot of the time, some people out there, you know, have pissed off a lot of people. So, you know, you may not want to go to your existing customers. But if you are good, you're legit, and you're running a brand, and you're drop shipping ethically, those sorts of things, then you can tap into these people because there will be happy customers, right? So the first part, of course, is your cold customer acquisition, right? So if we actually go to those, so where we are, there we go, there. So scaling cold audiences, right? So first and foremost, what you want to do is you want to identify what your best lookalike audience is and what your best interests are, both present and historic for all of your current winning products that you've got, because you may have audiences which have kind of like ran their course and you've turned them off, let's say, you know, 3 weeks ago, but you want to draft those back in because, you know, previously they were a good audience. So you want to identify all of those. Then what you can do is you can try creating new ad creatives based off your current winning creative, but change the ad copy to emphasize Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, okay? So for example, if you've got a picture ads, if you're using picture ads or video ads, one thing you can do is obviously you can change the thumbnail first and foremost. And you can see here on here, what I've done is I've just created a real quick thumbnail. Obviously, that's a really naff thumbnail there. But if you've got your product there where the yellow space is, you can, you know, take that and obviously just put Black Friday 30% off at the top of the banner and use that as a thumbnail. Or if you've got videos, then what you can do, of course, is at the end of the video, use a different frame and have Black Friday, you know, click to get 30% off, etc. Okay, that's one thing that you can do. Make sure, of course, that you do get these approved before Black Friday. I know we're running a bit slim. It is Thursday, but if you haven't got those approved, try to get them approved, okay? Next, of course, what you want to do is create new higher budget CBOs. Again, depending on if you've got the budget to do so, right? With your top 3-5 audiences, and I talk about scaling CBOs and stuff in my previous video. If you haven't watched it, then go and watch that video, okay? That you've identified, and what you could do is obviously in that is put your new creatives in there, and of course your old ones that are also winning for you as well, because it's important. You don't want to just run completely new creatives and they completely flop, okay? So that's one thing that you can do. Fourth point that you can do is create 1 to 10% lookalike audiences for each event. So these are large audience sizes. So not 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. We're talking about 1 all the way to 10. So you've got a massive audience size. I personally like to create VC, you know, 95%, add to cart, initiate checkout and purchase. So you've got 5 audiences there and put them all into a CBO at, like, say, $200 to $300, okay? That's what I generally do, and that's what we've done for a lot of products. And also on the fifth point is you can surf intraday on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now, again, this is not for kind of like newbies, but it's what I mean by that is surfing is like increasing the budget throughout the day. So, you know, if you're at $200 CBO and you realize at, like, say 12 o'clock you're really profitable, on Black Friday you can increase the budget a little bit, 30 to, you know, 100% depending on your metrics. Again, if it's still profitable at, like, say 3 p.m, increase it. If it's not, you know, those sorts of things. But it takes either rules to put in place or obviously watching things like a hawk, especially if you're spending a lot of money. Again, like I mentioned, if you don't want to do that, then you can just increase the budget at midnight. So on Black Friday midnight, you can increase it for the Saturday and then maybe increase it again. Again, very much down to what your metrics look like, okay? So moving on is the money is in the retarget, okay? Certain people just don't understand this, but you have to have retargeting in your funnels. So you've got warm audience and then hot audience. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some results that we're getting on some Black Friday retargeting that we've set up, and we're getting some great results. So first and foremost, scaling your warm audiences. Now, what you need to do is capitalize on people who already know who you are, people who have already seen your advert, people who have seen you, been on your website, okay? Capitalize on absolutely all of those people because they're going to be the people who are going to give you the highest ROAS, okay? So what you want to do is create custom audiences for the whole of your store. Now, this is more for someone's running a niche store, right? Because if you're running a general store, it's not that helpful to do this, but I will talk about another method that you can do. But what you want to do is create a custom audience for all of your stores. So all website visitors, all initiate checkouts, all initiate all purchases, etc. And what you can do is you can just do a basic Black Friday ad copy, and you can just, I personally just like to do picture ads with text, okay? You can use GIFs if you want to as well. Really simple adverts. And again, like I mentioned, they work great for niche stores because you're only going to be targeting, only a certain type of person is going to your store. But for general stores, we've got a different approach, and I'll show you what you can do for your for general stores. So for general stores, okay, and I'm going to show you it on the next slide actually, so make sure you stick around, is for general stores, what you can do is you can create custom audiences mentioned above, but based on the niche that someone has bought from, okay? So if you're running a general store with niches based on dogs, babies, and cats, okay, what you can do is you can create a niche custom audience for everyone who has viewed a cat product or added to cart a dog product or purchased a baby product, just off the top of my head. And you can create custom audiences based on all of those people, okay? And I'll show you it in the next slide, like I mentioned, right? I'll break that down a little bit further. So that's one thing that you can do, and again, I'll expand on that in a little bit further. The fourth point, what you can do is create new dynamic product ads, okay? Campaigns, DPA campaigns with Black Friday, Cyber Monday ad copy. These are absolutely crushing it for us. DPAs were CBO DPAs is what we like to do. So campaign budget optimization, dynamic product ads, if that makes sense. There's so many acronyms nowadays. It's insane. But anyway, 1 to 3 day generally works the best, right? Personally, from what I'm always seeing, 1 to 3 days, you're always going to get your highest ROAS on 1 to 3 day. You can do 4 to 7 day if you want. I personally like to break those into 2 different campaigns. But if you do that, then, you know, generally your 4 to 7 day campaign won't perform as well as your 1 to 3 day campaign. Okay. And then final point, what you can do is you can set up another retargeting campaign for current products that you are selling. Okay. And targeting each one with one of these audiences, should I say. So you'll have one ad set targeting 95% who've viewed the products, everyone who has viewed the content, etc. And in those, you want to have Black Friday ad copy with a great discount. When I say a great discount, I mean anything from 20% upwards. 20% is generally just average, but it doesn't make it special on Black Friday. So I generally recommend doing 25%, 30% is generally what you're going to do is when you're going to get a very good bite of things, okay? So that's one thing that you want to do, okay, for that final point there. So to expand on what I meant previously, right, about the creating custom niche audiences based on if you're running a general store, this is using Pixel Perfect, okay? So if you're using Pixel Perfect, you will generally get something like this when you install the Pixel and you go through. And what you can do is on your product page, you just create a product type. So this one's just called HP, for example here. Again, so HP could be cats, okay? We'd put the product type as cats or the product type as dogs. And you can see here when we go through and our Pixel Perfect, when we use the Pixel Helper, gives us this thing here called product type and view niche. And obviously that there is drawing from this here. So then when we go into Facebook, all we do is just create a custom audience, select what our product type is, everyone viewed content, product type, HP, and we know that, you know, everyone who's viewed content, added to cart, etc. have done that. I hope that makes sense, okay? It is a little bit more advanced for people, you know, and anyone who's kind of new, you may not understand what I've just said there or broke it down, but for anyone who does know what I'm talking about, then, you know, this is very powerful to do, okay? Very, very powerful to do. So finally, really quickly, let's just talk about hot audiences and then let's actually look at some campaigns that we're running at the moment. So scaling hot audiences, these are people who have already bought from you. They've already purchased. They're happy with the product. They're happy with the service. So they should buy from you again. If you've burnt a lot of customers, then it's probably not best to do this, okay? But if you are doing very well, then I recommend you do this, okay? A lot of dropshippers neglect the people who have, you know, never remarket back to the people who have actually purchased from them, which just blows my mind. So first and foremost, run a purchase campaign, okay? A website conversion purchase campaign to everyone who has purchased a specific product, and you can just give them a great discount again. You know, you can frame it as like a thank you gift, VIP gift, you know, Black Friday VIP gift, however you want to frame it, okay? Final point is, you know, depending on which style of the store you run, a general or a niche, then of course you're going to follow the same previous as before. So if you've got a general store, then you can't do it to absolutely everyone. You'll have to do it based on the niche that they've purchased from. If you're running a general store, then you can do things exactly the same way, okay? No problem whatsoever. Now, final point is don't forget emails. I'm going to really quickly just go over emails, okay, because it's very, very important. Now, one thing that you want to do, okay, is set things up like this. And if you haven't, make sure you check out Klaviyo. If you're not using Klaviyo or Klaviyo, depending on how you want to say it, what they've basically got to put out together is just a crash course, a Black Friday crash course, which shows you, you know, how you can clean your lists, which sort of audience and segments you should be setting up, when to send, and how to send. So to give you a brief overview of that, and that's pretty much what we're doing, is it's obviously Thursday today, if I put this video out on Thursday. So hopefully you should have sent an email today as a Black Friday, like an early bird. You want to frame it as like an early bird, VIP access early bird kind of thing, right? So get that email out today. You can send it out around 9 a.m. Local time, depending on where you're at. And then on the Friday, generally you want to send around 4 emails. Anything more is a little bit, you know, you're probably going to get people getting probably a little bit annoyed. But on Black Friday, we have no issues sending 4 emails, okay, to our lists. Now remember, important things to say. 2 things is clean your list. Make sure your list is clean, okay? So clean out non-engagers, people who are not opening up your stuff, clean those all out. And second of all, segment your list as well. Always segment your list from, generally what we like to do is segment based on people who have purchased from a specific collection. You know, if you've got a niche store, then everyone who's purchased a, you know, let's take babies, I don't know, baby clothes or you know, baby toys or whatever it may be. Okay, segment your list. If you've got a general store, then everyone who's cat products, dog products, you get the gist, right? So segment your list and clean the list. So on Friday, generally at midnight, you want to get an email out just to say it's officially gone live, okay? Then at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's just a reminder, sale has gone live for anyone who may have missed or wasn't up at 12 a.m. and their inbox has got full again. So you want to send that. And make sure you're always putting a deadline in there. You can use countdown timers in emails as well. You know, make sure people are putting deadlines in there. 6 p.m. again, reminder, they only have a matter of time. If you are using countdown timers in the emails, then that's a good thing to do. And then 9 p.m. is the last push. You can say, you know, everything must go. And then what you can do as well is you can just add in a extra discount on everything that is already at a discount, right? Just to tip them over the board, okay? And that's some things that you can do to get with your email. So finally, of course, good luck, and I hope you absolutely crush Black Friday. All of you people absolutely crush it. And just to finally end on, of course, a lot of people keep asking me about my course, Ecom Beast 2.0. Is it going on sale for Black Friday? Yes, it will be. And if you want to get notified when that exactly goes live, then click the link down below and you'll be the first to get notified when that when the discount for my course becomes live. Okay, so make sure you click the link down below. And of course, like I've mentioned, I hope you absolutely crush and have a fantastic and the biggest day of this year on Black Friday. So hopefully you got some value from this video. If of course you did and you're not a subscriber, which I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't be, we're at 40,000 subscribers of the OG Beast Gang. So all you've got to do is just literally smash that subscribe button. And of course, if you want to stay updated for when I drop a new video, then make sure of course you hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date. If you did enjoy this video, even if just the smallest thing helped you out, then please do just drop a like on a video. I would very much appreciate that. As mentioned earlier, if you are interested in getting notified first when my Black Friday sale goes live, then make sure of course you join the waitlist down below. Hit me up on Instagram, drop me a like, drop me a DM, drop me a comment, and we can try and connect on there. And make sure of course you join the free Facebook mastermind group as well. But that is it for this video. I hope you all have a fantastic Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and just an all-round fantastic weekend, okay? So that is it. Take care, and I'll see you later.